Give me my.
Like, come on, yo. What the fuck is this?
Bro, give me my. Come on, just give me my phone. Let's talk about it.
Why you fuck is you smiling? What you find funny? He shift your uterus.
Okay.
What?
You know,
On social media, everyone is currently debating the same topic. Did Yandy Smith ultimately decide to file for divorce from Mendeecees? And if so, is Tamar Braxton's recent legal dispute the real reason behind it? The internet almost exploded with reports that Tamar and Mendeecees were involved in a major court battle, and Yandy allegedly took the terrible decision to end her marriage in the middle of it all. Fans are in shock. Tabloids are full of rumors, and no one seems to—
Uterus? What the fuck you
Wait a
mean?
minute,
He shift your uterus. What you mean he shift your uterus? The fuck is you doing? Huh? You fucking playing with me? You think I'm a fucking—
to know where the true truth is. Did Yandy reach her breaking point? Or did Tamar's charges completely destroy Mendeecees' reputation? The most crucial question of all is if this is just another marketing stunt or if we are witnessing a real-life heartbreak that is even more honest than reality TV. The industry seems to be divided overall. Yandy's ardent fans and Tamar's supporters are at conflict on social media, both ardently defending their decision. Furthermore, because neither Yandy nor Tamar have released an official statement, the mystery further deepens. Everyone is wondering the same thing. Is this the end of one of the most—
What you mean it's not what it look like? You shook your fucking uterus? You playing with me, right? You got me fucked up. I ain't that type of nigga, yo.
most talked about reality TV couples? Or is it simply the beginning of a bigger scandal that is going to blow up? Hip-hop and romantic circles now have a completely different vibe. What once seemed to be a close-knit group of powerful spouses and celebrities has now turned into a battleground of allegations, heartbreak, and betrayal. Yandy Smith, a woman who was long considered Mendeecees Harris's pillar of strength and loyalty, is in the center of it all. Her name is currently in the news for a completely other reason. Though there are reports that she filed for divorce following the shocking court case involving her husband and Tamar Braxton. It all started with claims that Tamar had sued Mendeecees for allegedly acting improperly during what was supposed to be a business meeting. Mendeecees has always portrayed himself as a loving husband and father who is trying to get past his challenging past. So many were surprised. As a result, nobody was prepared for the controversy that resulted from Tamar's name. People close to Tamar reported that she was distressed and crying. She reportedly told friends that she felt molested and insulted by the Mendeecees. But as usual, the truth seemed to be obscured by layers of conflicting narratives, incomplete facts, and online speculation. Yandy reportedly received the news while preparing for a brand event at her home in Atlanta. She reportedly found out about it from a friend who saw the news, becoming viral online before she could even understand what was going on. One insider described the scenario as chaotic, with Yandy pacing in disbelief while her phone kept vibrating with alerts. She initially didn't respond, assuming it was just another internet myth that would eventually fade. But as more media outlets started to cover it and legal documents were referenced in the coverage, the situation became inevitable. Yandy's pals claim that she immediately attempted to get in touch with Mendeecees, but he did not reply. Hours passed before he returned her call, and by then, the damage had already been done. Someone close to the couple claims that their conversation was filled with a lot of stress and tears. Yandy reportedly demanded answers, asking, "What did you do, Mendeecees? What were your words to her?" Mendeecees denied all of this, saying that Tamar was twisting the story and that the reports were exaggerated. But Yandy was unconvinced because she knew that once a scandal of this size took over the internet, the truth often got lost in the commotion. Celebrities also started to weigh in. Some of Tamar's closest friends reportedly advised her to remain strong, while others warned that making such charges public may make matters worse. The entertainment industry reacted swiftly, with fans posting conflicting opinions on social media. While some supported Mendeecees and said the whole situation was simply another media ploy to undermine Black families in entertainment, others supported Tamar and praised her for coming out. The topic had become so divisive that hashtags like #StandWithTAMA are #TeamYandy and even #ProtectMendeecees.Yandy, who had helped the Mendeecees through public scandals, financial difficulties, and jail time, was suddenly forced to reevaluate all of her marriage-related beliefs. According to insiders, she barely slept for days, mentally reliving past exchanges in an attempt to spot any clues she might have missed. Did Mendeecees and Tamar previously have a tense relationship? Had something happened during an event or on set that she was unaware of? Every unanswered question felt like a new wound in an attempt to handle the situation discreetly. Mendeecees talked about truth coming to light and staying grounded in faith in a few vague social media posts, which only served to fuel rumors. Fans began scrutinizing every word, trying to figure out if he was confessing guilt or defending himself. Tamar, on the other hand, was mostly silent, with the exception of a few cryptic posts that hinted at disappointment and emotional suffering. When she tweeted, "Some people you trust will turn your peace into your trauma," her followers were desperately trying to figure out who she was referring to. The tension reached a breaking point when leaked court documents began to circulate online. Blogs claimed that Tamar had actually filed a court complaint, alleging unwanted advances and distressing interaction with Mendeecees, despite the lack of formal confirmation. The mere suggestion of court participation was sufficient to dash any hopes of privacy, even in the absence of tangible proof. Once the legal aspect was brought up, it was clear what Yandy had decided. And given how publicly this was being played out, she was unable to protect the Mendeecees. Those close to the couple claimed that Yandy and the Mendeecees got into an emotional argument inside their home, with Yandy confronting him directly and asking, "What happens to me if I stand by you now and it comes out you're lying? What happens to what we have built?" Yandy had heard enough of Mendeecees' attempts to reassure her that he was innocent and that the truth would be revealed. According to those around her, she looked crushed, as though she had lost both her marriage and her faith in the person she thought was her closest confidant. By the end of that week, a number of media outlets began asserting that Yandy had discussed divorce with her legal team, although her agents didn't immediately confirm it. Insiders close to her said the choice wasn't rushed, but rather took years to make. She had put up with countless hardships to maintain the marriage for so long, but this one felt different. This was more than gossip. It was about public humiliation and a degree of betrayal from which she could never fully recover. The scandal only grew more intense as the days passed. Reporters covering news programs, entertainment, and gossip websites couldn't stop talking about it. Yandy was depicted by some as the strong lady who was finally escaping a terrible cycle, while others condemned her for divorcing her husband too soon. Behind the headlines, however, many who knew her well said she was just fed up with trying to keep her family together while everyone else watched it fall apart, of being the one to put things right, and of pretending that the public opinion didn't hurt. Despite all the noise, Tamar remained strangely quiet, focusing instead on promoting her new ventures. Some considered her refusal to participate in theater as a show of maturity, while others saw it as a sign of remorse. Still, the damage was done. The relationship between Tamar, Mendeecees, and Yandy was one of the most talked about topics in entertainment, but no one knew how it would work out. What had seemed to be separate lives had come together to become a complex controversy that could no longer be avoided. As the weeks went by, the scandal's ramifications only got worse. Every day there were new rumors, new feelings, and new emotional wounds. The online argument had turned into a battleground of opinions, and everyone felt entitled to pick a side. Supporters of Tamar were fervently defending her, posting excerpts from her earlier talks about suffering and betrayal, and claiming that they had always believed she was a powerful self-advocate. However, there was a clear tension between the three of them, and things were far worse behind closed doors than anyone had anticipated. However, several of Mendeecees and Yandy's followers denied that he was capable of doing so, calling the whole incident media manipulation. According to insiders, Mendeecees was becoming increasingly eager to direct the discussion. In an effort to get their mutual acquaintances to publicly endorse him and vouch for his moral integrity, he started reaching out to them. Some did, arguing that Tamar was misconstrued and that his remarks didn't represent the man they knew, to avoid getting caught up in a legal and emotional maze. Some people, however, decide to keep quiet. According to a source familiar with the situation, Mendeecees even attempted to speak with Tamar directly in an effort to clear the air. But she refused to speak with him without her attorney present. Even though that decision made sense, it further fueled speculation that there was more to the tale than was being disclosed. Yandy had pulled away from the spotlight in the interim. For a lady who is known for being confident and in charge, her sudden quiet said a lot. She stopped posting family photos online, canceled her scheduled public appearances, and avoided all interviews. Her usual friendliness had been replaced with a muted sorrow, and those who saw her observed that she seemed distant. One friend claimed that Yandy was mourning her marriage, handling it as if it were a loss she could still sense but no longer relate to. For years she had defended Mendeecees when others questioned his loyalty. But now that same loyalty felt like a burden. The tension reached even another peak when Tamar appeared at a charity event and was asked on TV. She had spoken to Yandy since the news broke. For a moment, the crowd was silent, unsure of how to respond when she stopped, inhaled deeply, and only muttered, "I pray for her." Was it sympathy? A message sent subliminally? Or just fatigue from all the public attention? Regardless, her comments reignited the internet debate. It was interpreted by supporters as proof that Tamar had tried to keep the peace but was defeated. Around the same time, a startling new rumor began circulating on social media. Alleged correspondence between Tamar and Mendeecees from months prior. Even though the content's authenticity was never confirmed, it was explosive. Some claimed the communications were genuine and represented the start of a relationship that eventually got out of hand, while others believed they were fraudulent and possibly intended to generate drama. With praises and late-night check-ins that many believed went beyond what was appropriate for a married guy. They alluded to talks that initially appeared amicable but eventually became more intimate. Regardless of the veracity of the leaked texts, they severely damaged Mendeecees' reputation and made it nearly impossible for him to regain popular approval. Wendy's friends reportedly encouraged her to stay strong and focus on her children, while reminding her that she didn't owe anyone an explanation. But the idea of being presented as the broken wife was too much for Yandy, who was always careful. She wanted to take back control of her own life, not of Mendeecees or even the narrative. As a result, she began working covertly with her legal team, making a public statement and researching her possibilities for divorce. Insiders claim that she didn't want a messy divorce or any public disagreements. She just wanted peace. She tried to move on, but the media kept her from doing so. Paparazzi who followed her around took pictures of her leaving her lawyer's office, which quickly went viral with headlines like "Divorce Papers in Motion" and "Yandy finally done." Mendeecees was starting to accept the reality of his situation. Previously considered one of the most respected guys in the hip-hop and love scene, he was now the subject of ongoing controversy. His friends described him as reclusive and angry, at Tamara or Yandy, but also at himself. He was aware that perception had already turned into reality, regardless of the actual truth. So he started avoiding events, staying out of sight, and declining interviews. Nevertheless, there were persistent claims that he was seeking treatment, that he was preparing a press conference, and that he was trying to patch things up, all of which were unverified. Then came one of the most poignant parts of the entire experience. Mendeecees and Yandy met in private, out of sight at a restaurant to discuss the future of their relationship. According to a witness, the meeting was awkward from the start. Mendeecees looked nervous, constantly checking his phone before she arrived, while Yandy arrived first, appearing calm but reserved. When they finally sat down, Mendeecees looked regretful but defensive, while Yandy was calm but aloof. "You have no idea how this feels," Yandy said in a low voice. Mendeecees tried to explain that he was set up and taken out of context. But Yandy wasn't by it. The conversation concluded without a settlement. According to sources, and Mendeecees stayed behind, staring at the empty seat in front of him while Yandy left first, holding her head high despite her tears. Many who know them say that was the moment he realized he had truly lost her. The story went viral on social media right away, with fans writing things like "This is heartbreaking and we were rooting for you" in the comments section of their old couple photos. Even celebrities who usually avoided conflict began to comment, calling it a lesson in boundaries, while others said it showed how even the strongest relationships can be destroyed by celebrity. Tamar, on the other hand, seemed to have regained her strength. Despite her continued avoidance of any direct reference to the incident, she began to appear more in public, projecting a calm and confident demeanor. Many interpreted her vague remarks about healing and moving forward with grace as subtle references to what had happened. While admirers praised her poise, critics claimed that her silence only served to deepen the mystery. Had she forgiven Mendeecees? Had she had a private conversation with Yandy? Everyone wanted answers, but no one knew. Tamar, Mendeecees, and Yandy had all become symbols in a story that confused perception and reality. Private and public, and even though the scandal's headlines would soon fade, the damage it caused would last far longer than anyone had anticipated. One thing became clear as the story developed. This was not your typical celebrity gossip. It had evolved into a representation of genuine human feelings, such as pain, betrayal, and the difficulty of moving on when the outside world won't let you. As the public's attention grew, the story took yet another shocking turn. After being silent for weeks, Yandy suddenly broke her silence with a very moving Instagram Live. She thanked her fans for giving her space and for giving her time to think. But as the minutes went by, her poise faltered. She talked about loyalty, betrayal, and the hurt of learning that the person you once stood up for may have been leading a different life behind closed doors. With tears in her eyes, she whispered, "I believed in love. I believed in him. But sometimes belief isn't enough." Thousands of people watched and left encouraging comments like, "Stay strong, Yandy, and you deserve better." Soon after, Tamar herself posted a mysterious tweet that said, "Truth always exposes itself," which fueled the flames even more. Fans couldn't agree on who the tweet was meant for. Some thought it was directed at Mendeecees, suggesting that she had finished defending him. Others thought it was intended for Yandy, suggesting that there were secret levels that nobody knew about. In any case, the tweet rekindled old arguments and spread like wildfire. Talk shows aired it, blogs examined every word, and critics speculated that Tamar might be preparing to discuss her legal battle and the events leading up to it. People with knowledge of the situation claimed that Tamar's legal team was working on a thorough case behind the scenes. She reportedly felt dehumanized and wanted accountability not only for herself, but also to set an example. One insider claims that Tamar received encouraging letters from other women in the field, some of whom discreetly admitted that they had experienced similar things but were too afraid to speak up. Despite accusations of exaggeration from opponents, the encouragement strengthened her resolve. Tamar allegedly told a friend, "They can call it whatever they want. I'm not going to back down. I know my truth." However, Mendeecees was struggling to restore his reputation. His management team reportedly recommended that he issue a statement. But every copy they produced seemed to make the situation worse. He might come across as insensitive if he denied everything. But if he apologized, it would seem as though he was admitting his guilt. He was caught between the two extremes and chose to remain silent, which ironically made things worse. Some supporters saw his silence as a sign of maturity, while others saw it as a sign of guilt. The turning point came when court documents showing that Yandy had officially filed for divorce began to circulate online. Fans who had followed their love story for years were devastated, but neither she nor Mendeecees publicly acknowledged it. The documentation appeared authentic, an official petition stating irreconcilable differences and emotional distress. One commenter said that "We watched them fight for each other through everything. And now this is how it ends." as if viewers were collectively lamenting a relationship in which they had invested. Within her inner circle, Yandy was described as extremely wounded but resolute. Reports said she was trying to keep things stable while her world fell apart by focusing on her children. A close acquaintance said she occasionally sobbed uncontrollably. Not because she missed Mendeecees, but rather because she was shocked by how messy and public things had gotten. The friend said, "She is a strong woman, but she is also human." Despite all of this, Yandy maintained her composure. She didn't deserve to have her grief made headlines. Mendeecees wasn't acting in the same manner, though. People close to him claimed that he was upset and frustrated by how quickly everything fell apart. An insider claimed that he was overheard saying one night, "They made me a villain before I even got a chance to explain." Despite this, there were rumors that he had made multiple attempts to have private conversations with Tamar and Yandy, accusing the media of fabricating the story and saying he was set up for failure. These attempts were either politely rejected or ignored. Photographers saw Tamar wearing all white, marching confidently, her face composed but unreadable, a representation of fortitude in the midst of disaster, and it was one of the most popular photos of the month. Her team released a brief statement after the hearing, saying that she was committed to letting the truth be handled in the proper setting. However, she failed to address any of the personal or emotional issues, leaving fans curious. The drama continued when an ex-associate from Mendeecees' past came forward and claimed to have seen texts between him and Tamar long before things went south, claiming that there had been flirtation on both sides and that their connection wasn't just professional. This revelation threw everything into disarray and suggested that they had a more complicated past together, making it difficult to distinguish between friendship and something more. Nevertheless, Tamar's team quickly dismissed the article as a distraction tactic, claiming that the focus should be on her experience and the court case. A few days later, Yandy even made an appearance at a women's empowerment event, where she talked about finding harmony in the midst of chaos. The audience cheered when she said, "We don't get to choose every chapter, but we do get to decide how we turn the page." Many saw this as an attempt to regain control after months of suffering in public. Meanwhile, her life began to gradually improve. After weeks of silence, she finally acknowledged the divorce publicly, with a brief social media post that said, "Sometimes endings are blessings in disguise." Just as things seemed to be settling down, however, a new dispute emerged when online users found leaked security footage from a hotel that was allegedly related to the night of the initial incident. The footage was blurry and imprecise, but it appeared to show Tamar leaving a room in distress and then Mendeecees appearing upset a few moments later. Within hours, the video went viral on multiple platforms, reigniting all of the old questions. Was this the proof Tamar needed? Or was it impossible to verify its authenticity at the same time that social media surged again? Hashtags like #JusticeForTamar and #PrayForYandy started to trend. Fans were deeply involved, debating, speculating, and formulating hypotheses about what actually happened that evening. It had evolved from a celebrity scandal into a full-fledged societal debate concerning relationships, power dynamics, and accountability. Even mainstream media began to report on the story, with legal experts offering their opinions on what Tamar's case would indicate for similar incidents in the future. A story of love, betrayal, and surviving in the intense limelight of celebrity. What had started as a private affair between three people has become one of the most talked about sagas in entertainment. Tamar remained embroiled in a public controversy. Mendeecees faced the painful reality of a reputation that would never fully recover, and Yandy had to start over. One thing was clear throughout it all: nobody would ever be the same in the weeks that followed. The scandal continued to develop in unexpected ways, although everyone involved seemed exhausted by the chaos. New information kept emerging, bringing the subject back into the news. According to people close to Tamar, she was beginning to wonder why she had ever trusted Mendeecees in the first place. What had started out as a cooperative partnership to support her next project had devolved into something that felt completely unmanageable. She allegedly told a friend that her primary goal at this point was to find closure and that she never wanted this much noise. Meanwhile, Yandy was dealing with her own issues. She had secretly filed for divorce in an effort to protect her children from the spectacle. But it now seemed that was not possible. Even her former love and hip-hop co-stars were being asked to comment on the media articles about her broken marriage. While some fiercely defended her, others couldn't help but feed the rumors. Yandy has always been about her family, a former co-star said. Fans who had seen her through years of highs and lows in public found resonance in the statement. If she's walking away, it means she's been pushed too far. The Mendeecees, on the other hand, had grown more guarded. After weeks of silence, he finally agreed to take part in an exclusive interview. But things didn't go as planned, despite the fact that it was supposed to be his chance to clear his name and present his side of the story. He faltered when asked about his alleged affiliation with Tamar. And as the interview progressed, viewers noticed his body language, including his nervous gestures, pauses, and moments of avoiding eye contact. He insisted that what happened between him and Tamar was strictly professional, and that any rumors were people trying to create drama where there wasn't any. Social media erupted once more, with fans debating whether he was telling the truth or merely trying to control the narrative. As clips from the conversation went viral for days, some said he was gaslighting the situation, while others thought he appeared regretful. It was no longer able to tell what was true. And maybe that's why viewers found the entire drama so compelling for the first time since the case began. Tamar decided to address the public directly. She made an appearance on a chat show, looking composed but clearly upset. She didn't go into detail in her speech, but it was clear that she had felt duped, manipulated, and disrespected. "I'm not here to criticize anyone," she said quietly. "I'm here to get my peace back. I ignored things for too long because I didn't want to come across as confrontational." But her comments struck a deep chord. Sometimes silence just protects the wrong people. The video garnered millions of views in a matter of hours, while Tamar's remarks reverberated online. Yandy's divorce proceedings continued in the background. Records show that she had requested sole custody of the children and cited emotional stress as one of the reasons for the divorce. Someone close to her claims that Yandy was simply tired and no longer upset. The insider claims that she's not focused on revenge or blame. All she wants is peace. She has finished fighting, but peace didn't seem to be forthcoming. Each time she tried to move forward, a new rumors linking Mendeecees to Tamar or to another controversy would surface by this point. Fans began to take sides more vehemently. Some fully supported Tamar and applauded her for her courage in speaking up. Others supported Yandy, claiming that she was the true victim of this situation, a woman who had loved deeply and lost everything due to the sins of others. A smaller group supported Mendeecees, claiming that the media was misrepresenting the facts to damage black men's reputation. Entire social media threads were devoted to deciphering body language, interpreting interviews, and speculating about hidden messages in song lyrics and captions. Tamar was strong but exhausted, according to her friends, and she kept a daily journal to try to make sense of everything that had happened. Yandy, on the other hand, had dedicated herself to her career and motherhood, avoiding public appearances until absolutely necessary. Mendeecees, on the other hand, was reportedly withdrawing from society, relying only on a small group of close friends and avoiding social media altogether. One insider claimed that he's angry at everyone at the media for portraying him as a villain, at Tamar for speaking out, and at Yandy for leaving. However, I think he knows deep down that he made this disaster. Another unexpected twist was the publication of an audio tape, purportedly between Tamar and a close confidant, in which she described a moment of confrontation with Mendeecees that left her feeling scared. Despite the poor audio quality, her tone sounded distressed. And the video quickly went viral online, with many taking it as proof that a serious incident had occurred between them. The audio rekindled interest in the court case, and conjecture reached new heights despite Tamar's legal team's refusal to confirm or deny its validity. urging the public to respect the ongoing process. Yandy found himself in the news once more. Paparazzi followed her everywhere she went in the hopes of getting a statement or response, but she remained silent. Although it was a straightforward incident, it served as a reminder of why she was so well respected. Her ability to keep her dignity, even when her personal life was being torn apart. One viral video even showed her graciously declining to answer a question at a charity event, saying only, "I'm focusing on the positive right now," just when it seemed like the news would finally end. Tamar posted a long message on social media that was thoughtful rather than defensive or angry. She wrote about letting go and realizing that justice or an apology aren't always the best way to find closure, noting that sometimes peace means walking away from what broke you. The post went viral and struck a deep chord with both celebrities and followers. Even those who had previously questioned her began to see her in a different light, even as public opinion began to shift. New rumors that Mendeecees was preparing a countersuit for slander and emotional harm started to circulate. If true, this meant that the battle was far from over. Court insiders said that legal discussions could go on for months, if not longer, but the emotional damage had already been done. Reputations had been damaged, trust had been broken, and lives had been changed. As Tamar, Yandy, and Mendeecees each tried to move on in their own ways, one question remained in everyone's minds. Was there ever a chance for repentance? Or had the harm already been done too much? Fans, on the other hand, couldn't stop staring. What may have been a personal dispute between three people had become a national obsession. The line between fact and conjecture became unrecognizable. This brings an end to this amazing chapter, or at least the most recent one, in what has become one of the most talked about scandals of the year. From courtroom drama to emotional breakdowns, from social media declarations to viral interviews, the entire situation involving Tamar Braxton, Yandy Smith, and Mendeecees has left everyone in shock. Supporters are divided, emotions are still raw, and the internet just won't go away. The most important question at this point, though, is where they all end up. Will Yandy actually finish her divorce and move on permanently? Will Tamar finally find the peace she's been seeking as a result of speaking up? And what about Mendeecees? Will he be able to repair his reputation in the wake of everything that has been revealed, or is it irreparably ruined? As always, we'll be here keeping an eye on any updates, but only time will tell. Nonetheless, this incident has surely served as a reminder to everyone of how unpredictable the world of celebrity life can be. Relationships built in front of cameras often fall apart in the same way, and those who experience it are left to pick up the pieces after the headlines fade while onlookers long for the drama. We read everything you write, so please share your thoughts in the comments section below. Do you think Yandy made the right decision in leaving? Did Tamar's actions go too far, or were they justified? What about Mendeecees? Did he cause his own demise, or was he a victim of the media? If you enjoyed this in-depth look at the latest celebrity madness, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and enable notifications to make sure you don't miss any updates. There will always be new stories, surprising turns, behind-the-scenes drama, and we guarantee that the next one will be even more outrageous. As always, keep watching, be curious, and stay tuned.